Hey jumpers, what's going on? Dave here with Crossrope, and today I want to talk jump rope mats. Some people might think a mat is a mat is a mat, and after years and years of development and experimentation, it is worth diving a little deeper and explaining what actually goes into a great jump rope mat, particularly for cross rope and weighted ropes. There are a couple challenges with creating a jump rope mat that meets the demanding expectations of jumpers who are working out really hard with heavy ropes. The first thing is that if you go with a typical lightweight portable mat or a yoga mat, it tends to be really thin and lightweight, really not help out a lot on the cushioning for your joints, but it's so easy for the weighted rope to bunch up the mat, to move it around, and to make it almost unusable when you're jumping. It might work for a lightweight rope, but for weighted ropes, that rope is just gonna grab the mat, sling it, bunch it up, and it's completely unusable. So the first thing we need to do approach is what is the characteristics of a mat that is just thick enough to provide some good cushioning, just heavy enough so that it stays in place when you seat it on the ground and has good grip. It's not so heavy that it's bulky and cumbersome and difficult to place where you want to place wherever you want to jump. The second piece of it is the durability of the mat. So with real lightweight foam mats, a lot of yoga mats are like this. They're cushioned, they feel good, but the material itself cannot withstand the forces and the friction from that heavy rope smashing into it over and over again, trying to wear through it. And so a lot of other mats can get easy tears and rips right in the center of the mat where you're jumping. We did quite a bit of testing and formulation to find the perfect combination of proprietary materials that we use to make sure that this is as durable as it can be, not only for the mat holding up, but also so that it extends the life of your weighted ropes. Right here, we have the travel mat. And so I'm going to do a quick comparison between this, which is our newest mat product, and our original cross rope mat. Some of you might have seen it, it's in the shape of an oval, and just share a little bit about what considerations you might have in terms of which mat is gonna better suit your workout preferences and how you jump. So let's start with the travel mat. I was having a conversation with Dan from the Jump Rope Dudes. Dan, great guy, we love jamming on jump rope ideas. And he said, Dave, look, I love the mat, I like using it. It's kind of portable, it's just not fully portable. Like I can't roll it up and fit it into a duffel bag or fit it into a suitcase. And I really enjoy traveling, so what are your thoughts on doing something that's even more portable? First, I wasn't sure that would make sense for us to add that, because one of the challenges is that if the mat doesn't weigh enough, it's not going to stay in place when you jump. But we decided to go forward and develop this travel mat, and it works great. So you can see here, relatively narrow profile, still wide enough to have good surface area for your jumping at 2 feet long, but this is going to fit into most duffel bags and suitcases. Beyond that, we've got the sling. So if you're just transporting this from one spot in your house or inside to outside, or if you're going to the park, sling it, carry it over your shoulder, really easy to transport. So with that, now let's get a quick comparison, both size-wise and performance-wise, between the two mats. All right, so I've laid both of the mats out side by side. Over here is the original cross rope mat, and then this is the new travel mat on my right-hand side. Now, in terms of what is the same with these two mats, they both have a very similar cushion level, very similar weight. This one weighs just a little bit less. The overall durability of the material is going to be the same. They both have the tapered edges around the perimeter. So with the tapered edge on the front, it's just much easier for the rope, if it hits in front of the mat, to maintain that rhythm and momentum without getting caught on a hard front edge. So now if we go to the differences, you can obviously see the size and the shape difference. If you are going to be working out primarily in a space at home, maybe you want to be able to move this from your garage to a back patio to way, or you've got a spot where it's going to be your designated jumping spot, this is the mat that I would go with. I love the look, the shape, the additional surface area. If you're doing any sort of like body weight exercises, there's a little bit more space to do it. If you're doing any sort of like side swing motions with the rope, that was the original concept behind the oval design, is that there's more space on the sides and not as much space needed on the front. And so oval shape encompasses much of the surface area that you're normally going to hit when you're jumping with a rope, even if you're throwing in some skills and arm crosses and double unders and however you like to jump. And the dimensions of this are 54 by 30, so 54 inches long, 30 inches wide. The travel mat is 48 by 24, so it's almost as long. Recall, when you're jumping for both of these mats, you want to jump towards the back half, which gives room for the rope to land in front of your feet and still hit the mat instead of the ground in front of you. 24 inches is still enough space if you keep the rope tight, or if you're doing regular basic jump. We've got durable ropes. It's not going to be a big deal with this mat if the rope occasionally scuffs or hits the ground on the side. But the huge benefit to this, as you can see, is that when you roll it up, it's going to be more compact, easier to transport, fits into suitcases and bags. And so I would get this mat if you're just tending to be more transient. You want to bring this with you in your car, when you fly, in your bag, have it handy wherever you want to go. You're actually able to transport it much more easily than this one, even though you can take this one with you as well. So hopefully this serves as a useful reference point when you're considering not just what jump rope mat to get in terms of the quality and the performance that we offer through our mats specifically, but in terms of which of these two choices is going to best suit your jumping interests and needs as you progress through your jump rope workout journey.